Senator Friends.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that further proceedings on the roll call be dispensed with and that the Sergeant at Arms be requested to bring in the absent members.
On that motion, all in favor say aye. All opposed say no. The motion prevails. Members, if you'd be so kind as to stand. Members and those in the chamber, today's chaplain is Sharon Day. Sharon Day is from the Indigenous Peoples Task Force in Minneapolis. Following the words or the prayer, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Buju Ninindwe Maganidug, Nagamoma Ingen Dishnakaz, Wabashe Shindodam, Wajiboy Kwayan down, Dishnijo Medeo, Medewana Kwayan down. In English, greetings, my relatives. My name is Singing Wolf, although most people know me by my Jaganash or English name, Sharon Day. And I'm a second-degree Medewan and one of the head water women. I'm going to just begin with a morning song. And the song is a really ancient song. And what it says is that pay attention. Everything is so beautiful. Creation is so beautiful that the birds are singing. And creation is so beautiful that even the Creator, that most kind spirit, Gajay Manadu, is singing. Anishka Beta Banumba Anishka Beta Banumba Jashi Baneshi Sag Kainaganungam Jashi Baneshi Sag Kainaganungam Anishka Beta Banumba Nundama Geje Manidu Kashi Du Nundama Geje Manidu Kashi Du Ajwaina Mishnan Gajay Manidu Ajwaina Mishnan Gajay Manidu Ajwaina Mishnan Gajay Manidu Ajwaina Mishnan Gajay Manidu Nikani Kani Kanigina Miigwech.
Thank you, members. The secretary will take the roll.
Abler, Anderson, Barr, Bolden, Carlson, Champion, Coleman, Cwodzinski, Dames, Dibble, Dornick, Draheim, Drazkowski, Duckworth, Diedzik, Eichhorn, Farnsworth, Fateh, Friends, Green, Grunhagen, Gustafson, Hochschild, Herr, Hoffman, Housley, Howe, Jasinski, Johnson, Klein, Coran, Kroon, Kunish, Kupek, Lang, Latz, Liskey, Limmer, Lucero, Mann, Marty, Matthews, McQuaid, McEwen, Miller, Mitchell, Mohammed, Morrison, Murphy, Nelson, Umuver Baton, Pappas, Pa, Port, Pratt, Putnam, Rarick, Rasmussen, Rest, Seeberger, Utke, Weber, Wiesenberg, Westland, Westrom, Wickland, Zhang.
Members, pursuant to Rule 14.1, the following members intend to vote under Rule 40.7. Diedzik, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Herr, St. Paul, Minnesota. McQuaid, Apple Valley, Minnesota. Members, a quorum is present. Members, as usual, if you'd like to follow along, you can go to the Senate agenda dated Wednesday, March 15, 2023. We will begin with the fifth order of business. Reports of committees. Senator Frentz for a motion to adopt committee reports.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I move the committee reports printed in the agenda and the addendum be adopted with the exception of the report pertaining to Joint Rule 2.03. Thank you, Mr. President.
And are you requesting a roll
And
call
I am
vote?
requesting a roll call.
Roll call vote requested, roll call vote granted. Any discussion? Seeing none, the secretary will take the roll. Members, please vote. Members, please vote. Jason, I'll keep looking at you just to make sure that you're okay. You good? All senators having voted that desires to vote, the secretary will, I'm sorry. Senator Bowden, for those voting under Rule 40.7.
Thank you, Mr. President. I report that Senator Dietzick votes aye.
Senator Dietzick votes aye.
I report that Senator Hur votes aye.
Senator Hurd votes aye.
And I report that Senator May Quaid votes aye.
Senator May Quaid votes aye. Accept my apologies, Senator, that I didn't see you initially. All senators having voted who desires to vote, the secretary will close the roll. There being 43 ayes and 10 noes, the motion prevails. Members, we will now proceed to the sixth order of business, which is the secretary will read the Senate file numbers.
Senate file numbers 2318, 1760, 1773, 482, 1565, 1885, and 1567.
The Senate files have been given their second reading. We will now proceed to the eighth order of business. Members, as you know, you can go to the introduction and first reading of Senate bills will be identified from the Senate bill introductions. The bills listed on today's introduction calendar are given their first reading and referred as indicated. Members, there's only one change. If you go to page 4, specifically Senate file number 2933, that bill is referred to the Committee on Judiciary and Public Safety. As I mentioned, members, the bills listed on today's introduction calendar are given their first reading and referred as indicated. Members, we will now proceed to the ninth order of business, motion and resolutions. We will adopt the author's motion as one motion. All in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Now I'm going to individual members. Senator Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate File 168 be withdrawn from the Committee on Judiciary and Public Safety and be re-referred to the Committee on Health and Human Services. This is my bill, and both chairs are aware.
Thank you, Senator Morrison. Any discussion? Senator Morrison moves that Senate File number 168 be withdrawn from the Committee on Judiciary and Public Safety and re-referred to the Committee on Health and Human Services. Seeing no discussion, all in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Senator Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate File 1526 be withdrawn from the Committee on Agriculture, Broadband, and Rural Development and be re-referred to the Committee on Judiciary and Public Safety. This is also my bill, and both chairs are aware.
And are in agreement as well?
I believe so.
Okay. Senator Morrison moves that Senate File 1526 be withdrawn from the Committee on Agriculture, Broadband, and Rural Development and re-referred to the Committee on Judiciary and Public Safety. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Senator Carlson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate File 1943 be withdrawn from the Committee on Judiciary and Public Safety and referred to the Committee on Elections. This is my bill, and I'm the chair of the election, so it's okay with me. And the Judiciary and Public Safety Committee, it's okay with them and recommended by their counsel.
Thank you so much. Senator Carlson moves that Senate File number 1943 be withdrawn from the Committee on Judiciary and Public Safety and re-referred to the Committee on Elections. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Senator
Mr.
Marty.
President.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate File 2098 be withdrawn from Committee on Finance and re-referred to Committee on State and Local Government.
And this is your bill?
My bill, and both chairs are aware and in agreement on it.
Thank you, Senator Marty. Senator Marty moves that Senate File number 2098 be withdrawn from the Committee on Finance and re-referred to the Committee on State and Local Governments and Veterans. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Senator Latz.
Mr. President, I move that Senate File 2795 be withdrawn from the Committee on Taxes and re-referred to the Committee on Judiciary and Public Safety. This is my bill, and both chairs are in agreement.
Thank you, Senator Latz. Senator Latz moved that Senate File number 2795 be withdrawn from the Committee on Taxes and re-referred to the Committee on Judiciary and Public Safety. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Members, Senate Resolution number 18 will be referred to the Committee on Rules and Administration. No action is required. Remaining under motions and resolutions, Senator Friends.
Thank you, Mr. President. Pursuant to Rule 26, I designate the following bills be made special orders, and for immediate consideration, members, you should have the special orders sheet on your desk. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Friends. Number 48 on the list, which is House File 112, Senator Cwodzinski.
Thank you, Mr. President. Is this the, yes, okay.
This is your bill, Senator Cwodzinski.
Yes, I got that. Thank you, Mr. President. You caught me off guard a little bit. Members, I'll be briefly introducing this, this bill. It's fairly complicated and controversial, and what it does is the current law, every 10 years, every department, social studies, health, social studies, English, Phi-Ed, goes through what we called in the industry the year in the bubble. And so we revise the standards, we implement them, we take a look at them. It's generally a 3-year process. One of the Phi-Ed standards currently states, just to give you an idea what one of the standards is, recognizes the value of physical activity for health, enjoyment, challenge, self-expression, and social interaction. What this bill basically does is if the original law and statute states the commissioner must implement a review of the academic standards and related benchmarks in physical education beginning this year. And because of COVID and the other issues of the last couple of years, if we don't change that date to 2026, 2027, the Phi-Ed teachers of your districts will be revising standards not yet implemented. So I hope for all the members to read through the bill and accept it as is, because we shouldn't be putting the apple before the horse or the cart or the apple or whatever the phrase is. Thank you, Mr. President. If anybody has any questions, I stand for them.
Any further discussions on House File 112? Seeing none, the Secretary will give the bill its third reading.
House File Number 112, a bill for an act relating to education, delaying review of physical education standards.
Third reading. Members, any additional discussion? Seeing none, the Secretary will take the roll on final passage. Members, please vote. Members, please vote. Senator Bowden, for those voting under Rule 40.7.
Thank you, Mr. President. I report that Senator Dietzick votes aye.
Senator Dietzick votes aye.
I report that Senator Herr votes aye.
Senator Herr votes aye.
And I report that Senator May Quaid votes aye.
Senator McQuaid votes aye. All senators having voted who desires to vote, the secretary will close the roll. There being 55 ayes and 0 nays, the bill passes and the title agreed to. Senator Murphy for Senate File 1816 is before the body.
Thank you, Mr. President and members. Senate File 1816 provides $196,000 in deficiency funding for the Office of Administrative Hearings. The office is managing a rise in the volume of cases, and without this funding, they will not be able to conduct fair and timely hearings. The Office of Administrative Hearings, or the OAH, has as its mission to render justice through fair, timely, and impartial hearings, and to provide high-quality dispute resolution. Their jurisdiction includes workers' comp, boundary adjustments, rulemaking, and administrative law. They have seen an increase in volume of cases that are in the data practices and campaign practices area. The time spent on these cases is generally proportional, meaning they are not more or less complex. The rate of dismissal remains steady, suggesting the cases received are not more or less frivolous. As the Chief Judge has told us and testified, this is an issue of volume. For the office to render justice through fair, timely, and impartial hearings, they need additional funding in this year, and I ask for your support. Thank you.
Any additional discussion on Senate File 1816? Seeing none, the Secretary will give the bill its third reading.
Senate File Number 1816, a bill for an act relating to state government, providing deficiency funding for the Office of Administrative Hearings.
Third reading. Any additional discussion?
There'll be a roll call. Yeah.
Seeing none, the Secretary will take the roll on Senate File 1816. Senator Bowden, for those voting under Rule 40.7.
Thank you, Mr. President. I report that Senator Dietzick votes aye.
Senator Dietzick votes aye.
I report that Senator Herr votes aye.
Senator Herr votes aye.
And I report that Senator May Quaid votes aye.
Senator McQuaid votes aye. All senators having voted who desire... Oh, sorry about that. Anyone else? We're good? All senators having voted who desires to vote, the Secretary will close the roll. With there being 59 ayes and 0 noes, the bill is passed and its title agreed to. Members, we will now proceed to the 13th order of business. Announcements of Senate interest. Any announcements of Senate interest? Without objection, the following senators will be excused from today's session: Anderson, Coleman, Lang, Howell, Westrom, all day. Liskey, Lucero, Wiesenberg, 11:10 to the end. Senator Zung and Muhammad, 11:15 to 11:20. Any additional announcements of Senate interest? Seeing none, Senator Frentz.
Thank you very much, Mr. President and members. I move that the Senate do now adjourn until Thursday, March 16th at 11 a.m.
On that motion, any Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails and the Senate is now adjourned.